July 2024, the UK was left in horror by a man named Axel Rudakubana. His family moved from Rwanda to the UK in 2002, and we know the teenager was under the watchful eye of the social services. However, they posed him as someone of no threat. Axel Rudakubana violently and viciously attacked a room full of little girls, killing 3. Elsie Stancombe, 7 years old, Alice Da Silva, 9 years old, and BB King, 6 years old. This is a barbaric and senseless attack, cutting short the lives of 3 innocent girls. My heart sincerely goes out to the family in this extremely difficult time. Axel Rudakubana was sentenced to 52 years for the murder of 3 girls and attempted murder of 10 others. Merseyside police have said Axel was given 13 life sentences, which is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. 1 life is 60, 70, maybe 80 years. They equate 52 years to 13 life sentences and 10 attempted murders. This country, as much as I love it, is more unsafe now than it has ever been. The legal system now is the worst than it has ever been, and people are doing what they want when they want. Let's go over the facts together. What happened on that shocking day? We know Axel was seen around 6 a.m. on that day. Neighbours have said they have never seen him on the estate that early in the morning, ever. And I quote, mucking around. Around 11 a.m. he walked over to a bus stop. He then books a taxi. The taxi picks him up and travels 4.5 miles to Hart Street in Southport. Axel refuses to pay the driver. The driver then proceeds to follow him. He makes his way through the door of 36A, up the stairs, enters the room without saying a word. He grabs a girl nearest to him and begins his attack before moving through the room. We also know that Axel purchased a 20-inch knife. We now know he was referred to the Prevent program on 3 separate occasions. There's been a lot of failings and not enough answers. Kier Starmer delivers a statement a few days ago following the sentence. We're not interested in the waffling. We want answers, and the parents want answers. I'm going to play some of the key points raised and attempted justification by the UK Prime Minister. I apologise in advance as I'll be jumping in with commentary of my own.
Back in August, I said there would be a time for questions, but that first justice had to be done, and that above all, we must not interfere with the work of the police, the prosecutors, and the delivery of that justice. Well, yesterday, thankfully, a measure of justice was done, but it won't bring those girls back to their families, and it won't remove the trauma from the lives of those who were injured. Their lives will never be the same.
So I just want to make clear that the full PM speech was about 15 minutes. In that whole 15 minutes, from what I gather, the PM's actions are limited to 3 or 4. The other things to point out is why. Why has it taken almost 6 months for us to now get a conviction? Why have you made those families wait 6 months of endless pain when all the evidence was there to begin with? I'm going to play the last bit, which is roughly around 2 minutes or so, explaining the remaining actions he and the government will take.
Of the violence, the meticulous plan to attack young children in a place of joy and safety, violence clearly intended to terrorise, then I understand why people wonder what the word terrorism means. And so if the law needs to change to recognise this new and dangerous threat, then we will change it, and quickly. And we will also review our entire counter-extremist system to make sure we have what we need to defeat it. Now, that work is already underway. I've tasked Sir David Anderson Casey, the new Independent Prevent Commissioner, to hold this system to account, to shine a light into its darkest corners, so the British people can have confidence that action will follow words. But I have to say, to face up to this new threat, there are also bigger questions. Questions such as how we protect our children from the tidal wave of violence freely available online. Because you can't tell me that the material this individual viewed before committing these murders should be accessible on mainstream social media platforms, that with just a few clicks, people can watch video after horrific video, videos that in some cases are never taken down. No, that cannot be right. But it's not just the nightmares of the online world, because when you wake from a nightmare, the first thing you do is reassure yourself with reality. I want to put on record that yesterday's guilty verdict only happened because hundreds, if not thousands, of dedicated public servants worked towards it, many of whom endured absolutely harrowing circumstances, particularly in the police and the Crown Prosecution Service. That is their job. They are brilliant at it. But we should never forget their service to our country. Okay, so in a nutshell, the definition of terrorism will change. The prevent system has been tasked and will see change. Social media policies will be looked at. This is just not good enough, and that response could have been given by a child. The ridiculous nature of this man. He states the guilty verdict only happened because of hundreds of public servants working towards it. How long did it take to review the footage in the cab? Take statements from witnesses, review the footage within the building, and if that wasn't enough, Axel pleading guilty right from the beginning. It's taken almost 6 months to get this far. This isn't good enough, and this is a failure to the parents and every other citizen in the UK. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Support me by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out.